Your brain is lying to you about money. Right now, as you read your charts and size your trades, a calculation is running beneath your awareness. It multiplies every dollar you lose by 2.5. Quote, 2.5x. Not metaphorically, neurologically. A $50 loss hits your nervous system like a $125 gain. That invisible weight distorts every decision you make. Until you understand exactly why your brain does this, you will keep bleeding money to a threat detection system that was never designed for markets. You enter a trade. Your setup is clean. Your risk is defined. Price moves in your favor. 10 pips, 20, 30. Something tightens in your chest. Not fear exactly. More like a whisper. Take it. Take the money before it disappears. So you close the trade at half your target. Relief washes through you. You feel smart. Quote, relief is not a trading strategy. Then you watch price run another 80 pips without you. The opposite scenario cuts just as deep. You are in a losing trade. Your stop was at 40 pips. Price blows through it. But you moved it. You told yourself you would give it room. You told yourself the market would come back. 60 pips down, 80, 100. Your stomach is a fist. Your jaw is locked. But closing the trade means making the loss real. So you hold. Most traders recognize this pattern in their own hands, their own hesitation. Because the problem was never weakness. It was never a lack of discipline. It was being human. Quote, you are not undisciplined. You are human. A researcher named Terence Odeon pulled data from 10,000 brokerage accounts over 7 years. What he found was devastating. Traders sold their winning positions 1.5 times faster than their losing ones. Quote, winners sold 1.5x faster than losers, systematically, across thousands of people. Not a discipline problem, a species-wide pattern. The same impulse that makes you grab profits too early is the one that makes you hold losers too long. It is also the impulse that sends you lunging back into the market after a loss, desperate to make it back. Revenge trading. That frantic energy after getting stopped out. It wears the mask of greed, but underneath it is pure pain avoidance. So, what is actually happening inside your skull? Why does losing $40 feel worse than gaining 100 feels good? The answer is older than money itself. In 1979, 2 psychologists changed everything we understood about human decision-making. Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky published a paper called Prospect Theory. They ran hundreds of experiments, giving people simple choices between guaranteed outcomes and gambles. What they discovered was stark. Quote, losses are felt 2.5x more intensely than equivalent gains. Losing $100 produces roughly 2.5 times the emotional intensity of gaining $100, not twice. 2.5 times. That number isn't random. It is baked into your neurology. The danger lies in how fast this asymmetry operates. A neuroscientist named Joseph Ledoux mapped the pathway. When your brain perceives a threat, the signal reaches your amygdala, your alarm system, before it reaches your prefrontal cortex. The body reacts before the rational mind even gets the memo. Quote, your body reacts before your mind decides. Your fear response is literally faster than your ability to reason. Evolution built you this way for a specific purpose. For 100,000 years, your ancestors didn't trade futures. They survived winters. Losing a food supply meant death. Gaining extra food meant comfort, not survival, comfort. The penalty for loss was extinction. The reward for gain was merely advantage. Quote, loss, Shasta, death. Gain, Shasta's bonus. Your brain learned to weigh them differently, permanently. Transport that wiring into a modern trading screen. Every red candle on your chart triggers a system designed to keep you alive on a savanna. Your amygdala doesn't know the difference between losing 2% of your account and losing your shelter in winter. It fires the same chemicals: cortisol, adrenaline, the survival cascade. That cascade makes you do three predictable things. You cut winners to lock in safety. You hold losers to avoid confirming danger. You revenge trade to restore what was taken. Every time. Not because you lack a plan, because your biology has a louder voice than your plan. So how does anyone overcome this? Mark Douglas spent decades working with struggling traders. He noticed something that puzzled him. Traders would come to him with perfectly good systems, back-tested, edge-verified. They could show him 200 winning trades on paper. Then they would sit down live and self-destruct. The system was never the problem. Execution was. And execution was being hijacked by the very mechanism we just described. Quote, "The system was never the problem." Douglas identified something he called the mechanical stage. The concept is deceptively simple. You define every parameter before entering a trade. Entry, stop, target, position size. You write down. Then you execute exactly what you wrote, regardless of how you feel. Not because feelings are wrong, because feelings are delayed, distorted, and multiplied by 2.5. One element matters above all others. Your position size must stay below your emotional threshold. Quote, size below your emotional threshold. If losing $40 makes your hands shake, you are trading too large. Period. A trader Douglas worked with had been blowing accounts for 3 years. Solid edge, profitable system on paper. But every time a trade went against her, the 2.5 times multiplier turned a manageable loss into an emotional crisis. Douglas had her cut her position size in half. Then he gave her one rule. Take the next 20 trades exactly as the system dictates. No modifications, no judgment, just execution. By trade 14, something shifted. She told Douglas the losses stopped feeling personal. They became data, costs of doing business. Quote, losses became data. Her amygdala did not stop firing. It never will. But she stopped obeying it. She had built a structure stronger than the impulse. The mechanical stage is not about becoming emotionless. It is about building a framework that holds when your emotions will not. You were never broken. You were running survival software in a probability environment. Quote, you were never broken. The 2.5 times weight on your losses is not a flaw. It kept your ancestors alive. It will also destroy your trading until you build a system that accounts for it. Define your risk before you click. Size your positions below the threshold where your body takes over. Then execute 20 trades with 0 deviation. Not because the outcome of any single trade matters, because the pattern of all of them does. Quote, trade the pattern, not the moment. Your edge is not in the next trade. Your edge lives in the next 1,000. Go build the structure that lets you get there.